Hello friends, and welcome back to the horror section. This is going to be another VHS video, so if you don't like VHS, you better not watch this one. No, I'm just kidding, but just showing off a few of mine. I got some pretty cool ones in this one. I think it's a couple of oddball ones. So here we go. Starting off with one called Bleed. And I've actually got this one on DVD. It comes in like a 4-pack with a couple other slashers from like the 2000s, early 2000s, I think. And I don't really remember much about this one. I think it was kind of good, but can't really remember. It's been a long time ago. But I think I got this when it first come out. Like, this is probably, I used to get these from like, there's a place called Take Two Video that I used to go to. And they would sell theirs pretty cheap, you know, when they got old or whatever and nobody wanted them, you know. They might get like 3 or 4 copies of something. And if it's something like this, they would just go ahead and sell the other copies. So all they needed was one to rent out. So I picked up some pretty decent ones. But that one's Bleed. I like the cover though, it's pretty cool looking. And here's an old one called Honeymoon. This is one I don't really remember that much about. But it looks like it's in like a cut box. I guess that's what they call them, where they're actually in those a nice box like that, Bleed, and then they just cut it to put it in these plastic boxes. So, I don't really know. That kind of messes the box up, but a lot of video stores used to do this a lot. So I'd say this is like, you know, from a video store, I'd say. Not really for sure. You can tell right there where looks like the side where you can pull the tape out, but they just cut them and then they put them inside these little plastic things here to rent out to people. But that's one called Honeymoon. And I remember watching it. I just don't remember that much about it. I remember it was pretty interesting, but it's been such a long time. And this one's probably got a few other names, probably, but I'm not really for sure on that. But that's Honeymoon. And Giga Shadow, a part of the I Worship the Shadow collection. I don't know, just nutty sci-fi kind of crazy shows. Or it was a TV show or something, and they made a few movies out of it or something. I don't know. It was crazy stuff. And I've got 2 or 3 of these different ones. I've got this one, and like I said, I Worship the Shadow, but they were just like really crazy oddball. Of course, it's got Malcolm McDowell in it. Of course, I don't know how long he's in this movie for. I can't remember. But I should have put the I Worship the Shadow. I have to find it. I've got it somewhere. I just have to look for it too. Should have put it in the same video, but there might have been like 2 or 3 of these. I can't really remember with like different names. But they're pretty kind of fun, you know, just oddball sci-fi movies. So that's Giga Shadow. And here's one my mother actually picked up at a yard sale one time. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I just never did watch it. By that time, that was like way after that. She picked this up probably about 2 years ago or something. She goes to yard sales sometimes, and if she sees something for like a quarter, she'll pick it up or whatever, because she knows I collect movies. And this is one I never heard of, the Chicago Joe and the Showgirls. And of course, it's got Kiefer Sutherland. I pretty much, you know, like him about anything he does, but I just don't know too much about this movie to really tell you anything. Like I said, she just picked up at a yard sale, and I've had it ever since. But it might be pretty good. It looks kind of interesting. And like I said, these are the kind of movies that you probably won't even find on DVD. Now, this one might have a real nice DVD, you know, to it, but you never know. A lot of these ones like this, they just fall in the cracks, and you can only usually find them on VHS. But that's Chicago Joe and the Showgirl. And last but not least for this video, Funny Man with Christopher Lee. He's half jester, half demon, the old Funny Man. I remember getting this one. I think I got this at some flea market. And this was after the VHS. I used to go to flea markets, and like I said, or, you know, just different places like that. And like I said, if they were a dime a quarter, I might grab them if they're interested. And I don't even know if I've watched this one on this. I think it's got a DVD copy, and that might have been where I watched it, but I don't even remember if I watched the VHS. It was like way after it just looked pretty neat. You know, it's got a demonic jester on it, and it's got Christopher Lee in it, so I had to grab it, you know, for like probably like a quarter or something. Thought it was pretty cool, but like I said, I don't even know if I watched it on here. I remember it was just real cheesy. It was a pretty decent movie. It was just really, really cheesy, kind of funny, kind of silly like. But and that's all for my VHS video. Just showed you a few of my VHSs I picked up over the years. Like I said, if you like this, write it, you know, tell me below, you know, give me a thumbs up if you want to. And like I said, if you want me to keep putting these videos out, I will. I enjoy, you know, just showing some of my VHSs off, because I know, like I said, a lot of people like the VHSs. And sometimes it's kind of cool just to go back and see some of these old movies that might not be even out on DVD or Blu-ray still. And just kind of seeing them again, like The Funny Man. I mean, this is just kind of a silly, silly movie that most people might not even heard of, or if they have, just barely heard of it. But figured I'd show them off. And I've still got quite a few more kind of silly VHSs to show off, kind of cool ones. So until next video, have a good one. See ya.